Okay, now we're going to make the puppy formula because Ellie is not a good mommy and she's not making milk and she's trying to attack the puppies so she doesn't let them suckle on her. So we're using Esbilac, although sometimes I do use the goat's milk. So we're just going to use this. And you mix it 2 parts of one and 1 part of the other. So if I'm going to make 3 bottles, super easy. Just take 1 bottle of this and 2 bottles of water. But I'm going to make it hard on myself. I know that I'm doing, each bottle is going to be 140 milliliters. So I'm going to take, I found these measuring cups that are really good. They come in different sizes. They got like a small one and a large one. But what I like about them is they actually say the milliliters on here too. So I found this is part of this set. This is 120. And then you can take the 15 from the other set and the 5, or you could just do 4 scoops of the 5, whichever is easier. Anyway, that adds up to 140. So you put that in the bowl and you put 2 things of water up to 140. You mix it and that's your formula. It's going to fill this up to 140. So against the black background it's easier to see. It looks like that's about 140. It's maybe just 142 or something like that. Whatever, it's fine with me. Good enough for the girls we go with. Exactly 140. So there we go. Done with that. Right over there. Okay, I'm going to take my 120 milliliter measuring cup. Let's take a peek in there. Look at that. Good stuff. Expensive. And what I do is I just scrape it along the side here like that, just to get it flat, so you know you're getting exactly the amount. This is just an old container I had sitting around. So that's that one. Here's the 15. I'm going to do the same trick here where I put my finger across the side there and that flattens it out. There we go. And I need 5 more, so there we go. Take the 5. So now we know we're exact. Okay. Now we're going to put the water in there. Now they don't like you to use a blender, although I think you can use a blender if you just do it in short bursts, which we have here, but I don't even want to get that thing dirty when I don't have to. What they're worried about is clumps. There's a lot of clumps in there. We got to get rid of those clumps because that will not be good. Okay, so you're supposed to use like an egg beater, okay, and then just kind of do that gently. Of course, being a guy, I have my own ways to do it. And there we go. That's how we're going to do it. I don't have a blender, so I'm using my cordless drill. Just like we do the eggs. So you don't want to get bubbles in there, which I'm getting. That means I got to go slower. And you don't want it to leave lumps. I'm trying to get all the lumps out. If you just tip it and you put it toward the edge, it'll keep spinning and refreshing the fluid. So you can just hold it in one spot. And that way, you see I'm not getting any bubbles doing it that way. And it is circulating all the clumps around. First I'm getting bubbles, but don't worry, I'm going to go slow and get rid of those. If there's anything on the sides, you can flip it around. Make sure you get it all. do also now is I'm going to get some sort of fork, which I got right here. And if there's any clumps, you can see that there's clumps there with the fork, okay? So I'm going to grab whatever clumps there are. And you can just put those against the side and mash it against the side. So if there's a clump, put it on the side, mash it. There's some clumps. You can kind of see where there's clumps. There's some clumps here. Put those on the side, mash them down. There might be some excess because just the volume of the powder when you put the powder in is going to create some, but that's okay. I mean, you could probably calculate it out exactly, but that's just too tedious for me. I don't have patience for that. I'm going to pour this as a little spout here, so I use it even though I don't really like this bowl that much. So I'm going to put this here. We're looking at what it says 140. We want to get it up to 140. That's how close. If you go too close, it won't be in focus. Okay, there we go. Take this other one here. Take this out of the way. Maybe it is going to be exactly 140. I don't know. There's 140. Now we're going to see how much extra it made. So this will tell you how much volume the powder is. $40, $50, almost $60, about 55 milliliters is what the volume of powder makes, based on that. So, okay, so we have the nipples here we're going to put on. And I'll show you in a minute how to heat it up. So these two are extra. Right? These two are extra. I'm going to put these in the fridge and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's how to heat up the bottle. This is an old one, but I think they still make it. And basically, it has this markings on here. And what I found out is for this 140 or 5 ounce bottle, okay, 140 milliliter, and it goes up to 5 ounces. I use it at 140 because I measure in milliliters. So you're going to put this, if it's cold, you're going to put it at 8. If it's warm, like it's room temperature right now, you're going to put it at 4, okay? So I'm going to put it at 4 because this is room temperature, we just made it. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to put some water in this. Okay, so now you can see how this is filled up to number 4. See? Right, okay. I'm going to pour that in there. Put this back on the side here. Where it goes, and then I'm going to push the button, and then there's a little ring that comes out. Put the bottle in here, put that back on. This takes a while, it takes a couple of minutes, but it goes by fast. What I usually do is I'll put this on, I'll let the other dogs out to go potty while we're waiting for these to warm up, and then by the time I get back, it's already ready to go. So we're done now. You gotta be careful when you take this off because steam is gonna come out of it. Usually when I do it, it's already, like it's been sitting here for a couple minutes, which gives it more time to just keep warming up, which is fine. So I'm gonna take this off. Lift this out again. Be careful because there's a lot of steam coming out of there, and yeah, that can hurt you. Okay. So now what I do is, if you see on the counter here, just to hold it flat, I just spin it like this. And what that does is that disperses the heat inside there. The bottle itself is pretty warm, but the milk inside isn't that warm yet. And what this is doing is getting all the fluid to come in contact with the warm outside of the bottle and any of the milk that is warm, and it gets rid of any hot spots. All the companies will tell you that their machine doesn't leave hot spots, but they all do. So this gets rid of that and mixes it out nicely. So now you do the wrist test, like if anybody had a baby, it's the same thing. Okay, and that seems fine. That's like Not even lukewarm. It's just a little bit better than room temperature, so that's good. That's fine. When this comes in more handy for me is I usually refrigerate this, so then I put this on 8, and then it just makes it perfect. When it's room temperature, you almost don't even need to, because they're, you know, in case one of them is a little weak. So that's why I want it to be warmed up. Okay, so we're done with that. Now let's go feed some puppies.